All right, so unit 1.06 is cardinal numbers. So we're moving on from 10. And the way we're approaching numbers throughout the whole text is trying to give some, what's the best way of putting it? Is trying to give some context. Give me a second. All right. Getting a little shadow. Okay, that's better. Okay. We're going to do numbers in groupings where there are similarities or similar patterns. Let me start this over. Okay, so this is unit 1.6. And as I said, we keep coming back to topics. We're coming back to numbers, cardinal numbers, counting numbers. And we're going to do numbers in groupings where they make sense following the same pattern. There are a couple different patterns that reoccur in ASL. So we're going to learn them that way. And there are some irregulars or some options that you have that we'll treat separately, kind of like what we're going to do with the finger spelling letters. Is we're going to group the fist letters and the sticky uppy letters and the moving letters together because they have similar rules, and it's just easier to learn it that way. So we're going to look at 11 through 15, and of course, there we go. All right, there's a slide I gotta fix. So we know 1 through 5, right? We know 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I told you that you don't really have to worry right now about whether it's palm forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big thing to focus on that is 3. So 11 through 15 copies this or builds upon these. So I'm going to be doing it back of hand because that's how you have to do 11 through 15. I think that's probably why we teach it the way we do, even though you can do one either way. But this makes 11 through 15 a little easier. So back of the hand, 1 up. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to go between 10 and 1. So 10 is this, right? And 1. So I'm going to do this. So it's 10, 1, 10, 1, 10, 1, 10, 1, right? So 11. 11 and 12. 12 does the series of things. So we have 2. We flick it. So 10, 2, 10, 2. Flick, 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 flick. And flick. I want you to like brush your fingernail. Put some pressure on your thumb from your fingernails and flick it up. Same thing with the 11. 11. If I don't hear myself do 11 and 12, I don't feel like I'm doing the number right. 12, 11. And then let me push it down. So their groupings 13, 14, 15 are very similar. 11 and 12 are similar to each other. I wish I had a serif font in here. I need to change that because sometimes people read that wrong. So flick, flick, flick. Sending, I don't know, 11, 12, so flicking. And then 13, 14, and 15, we wave. So 13, take a 3, bring it down to a 10, back to 3, right? 13. And fingers are just straight. You can curl them, but I tend to do it straight. 14, same. 4, back to down to the fist and back up. 14. Not a fist you'd want to punch someone with. You'd break your thumb. But 14 and 15. Open up a 5 and wave it down to an A or a 10. 15. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you can see how there's two, they're both produced in similar manners, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15. If you remember, we talked about the parameters of sign. The movement is the same for the 2 and for the 3. So practice those numbers, then practice counting from 1 to 15 and back. this activity we normally do in class where we can use it a variety of different ways. Either I tell you to give me the next number, or I ask you to sign it with me, where I do 11, 14, 13, 12, where I'm getting used to using space. Or it seems very simplistic. Again, in class, it makes a lot more sense. Number recognition and spatial use. But online, it's not as useful. Something you can practice. Go like north, south, east, and west. 5, 10, 11, 15. And then alter that, do it in a circle, do it the opposite direction, counterclockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, as the Brits say. But anything we can do to simply get used to signing space is a help. And here I would do a thing where I would ask you to do quick response with what the next number is. So trying to get to the point where you don't have to think about what the number is. So what I recommend is flip through this and just hit the next one, give the next number, hit the next, and get to the point where you don't have to think about it. It's going to be hard because it's a set series of slides. But I've seen it done with flashcards too, where shuffle the flashcards, flip a card, what's the number? Flip a card, what's the number? It's a great way of practicing if you're looking for something like that. Or a die. If you happen to have a set of D&D die, 12-sided die, 16-sided die, whatever you've got, 20-sided, roll it. What's next number? What's previous number? Randomization really helps. But it's that reaction time, getting to the point where you don't have to think about it. So we jump through. Again, this is the only vocab, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then here are all the videos from this unit with all the practices and stuff like that. I tried to cut down the amount of GIFs on this PowerPoint because I think it was messing up the recording of the video, and I want to make sure that the videos are clearer. So I may have to go back and redo the earlier ones. We'll see. I can also put in, now that I've recorded this, more GIFs if something needs clarification. So that's 1.6. Again, Unit 1 is a pretty quick unit. It's all sorts of introductory stuff that everything else is going to build on.